So we have a serious mental health problem in this country.
And your opinion is ugly as hell. I've got a bunch of passing, pick-me trans people up in my comments right now telling me that I'm making society a worse place for us all by being myself and sharing my experience. Let me tell you, you are privileged as hell to be passing. Not all of us want to be living up to society's expectations of gender norms and beauty standards. Besides, there's more to beauty than appearance. It's also about opinion, and your opinion is ugly as hell. I've got a bunch of passing, pick-me trans
Yeah, I mean, there's living up to, quote, gender norms and beauty standards, and then there's being a literal balding middle-aged man who calls himself a woman anyway. But obviously, if you don't agree, that man can simply declare himself a woman without even bothering to change his appearance in the slightest, then you're just a transphobe, and people like this will think you're a fascist.
And pain and grief burning in hell forever with me! Petrochemical sludge in your throat! You disgust me! You are a hero of this world! I am the villain of this world! Eat
Been watching too many cartoons.
Yeah, I don't really care what recently escaped mental patients think of me. Actually, speaking of mental patients, so yes, I'm defining a new mental illness today. The symptoms of being a young, attractive white woman who works for an NGO that helps third world savages break into our country. I mean, you have to be absolutely insane to look at our current rape epidemic that we're in since mass immigration began and still want more of these men in our country, even though you are the most at-risk group from more third world immigration. It has to be some form of self-harm. So I think it's fair it's classed as a mental illness. Speaking of which, this woman is called Elizabeth Jane Ross. So she's a 38-year-old Scottish woman, and she works for an NGO called One Heart, which helps refugees with medical care, language classes, meals and integration. Now, unfortunately, she found out very quickly why us racists don't want these people in our country, as she was found chopped up in a suitcase a couple of weeks ago, as you can see here in the pictures. And the man arrested was, well, you guessed it, a refugee from Afghanistan. Now, I wouldn't usually want to cover the case of a young girl being killed, as it's distasteful and tragic. However, I think the hour is a little bit late in the day for us to pretend that this is not something she didn't bring on herself. And not only that, but it's also something her and everyone else who facilitates these savages breaking into our country are happy to bring on the rest of us. So while it's sad she lost her life, it's not like we haven't warned these people for years about this. Unfortunately, they're so brainwashed that our pleas to keep these people out of our country, to keep our women and children safe, fall on deaf ears. Speaking of brainwashed,
الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
I mean, what chance does a child have of growing up to form their own opinions of the world and Islam if they're literally brainwashed in the crib? You know, I wonder if this next child had some weirdo belting Islamic drivel into his ear as a baby.
هذا عبارة عن حزام ناسف وضعوه جرذان داعش. هذا جو وياكم؟
لا وحده.
وحده؟
وحده.
بارك الله فيكم. نشكر القوات
ذات شيء دراولي بإخلاص كده دا دي شپې دا پیدا کوي سار وختي کراوتی پیسې بیا چاته ورکوي ها مور ته ورکوي مور ته یو زوی یې کوي نور ورونه دي نشته ها دا دي دا بل ځای نه وباس دا صدري چادر جوړ کړی
Yeah, it's hilarious putting a detonating vest on your small child. I think Andy Burnham may want to fly out to personally meet this guy to offer him citizenship in Britain, to save him the hassle, of course, of the boat journey. Because let's be honest, if this psychopath came to Britain, he would be allowed to stay and get a fully expensed lifestyle and a free house just like these people.
New builds, 4-bedroom social housing property we've been offered. This is us going around to check and make sure there are no safety concerns before we accept this property and move in. The garden was quite a good size with a shed. The front we had a few safety concerns. We then proceed to go up to the rooms and check everything. This is a 4-bedroom property, new build, like I said, for a family of 8 with 4 children. We need a property that have enough space for adaptation like stair lift, grab rails and other medical equipment to be fitted in. So unfortunately, this property will not meet our household need and medical needs. So we turn it down and we offer a second property. The second property is a 5-bedroom property. We did the same check with a garden, quite a good size. We love it. When proceed inside, look around and everything, like I said, is something that we really, really like. This can be medically adapted with the adaptation that we need in the property to make life easy for myself and my special needs children.
Well, that's just lovely. So they turned down a new build 4-bedroom house because it wasn't up to their standards. So our government gave them a new build 5-bedroom house instead. Am I living in the twilight zone? Like, why are we giving non-native people anything other than a plane ticket home if they cannot afford to pay their way? It's astonishing. Of course, try telling this to the scumbags in the mainstream media.
How much money do they get?
I think it's about £9.50 a week.
£9.95 a week.
Well, I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
£9.95.
Could you live for a week on £9.95? Do you think?
If somebody was giving me 3 square meals a day and free Wi-Fi and free laundry and free clothes and a free bicycle, I think I probably would.
Right.
I mean,
wouldn't the easiest solution, Mike? Wouldn't the easiest solution be to get those people who want to work working?